Okay guys, we are back with the second episode of how to build an affiliate network. This is a cooperation between Trackdesk, one of the leading providers for affiliate management tracking solutions, and me, Afpal Consultancy. We are one of the leading agencies for building, scaling, maintaining, improving whatsoever affiliate networks and programs. And in the first episode, we were speaking a bit about the business model of an affiliate network and why it makes still sense nowadays to run one. Maybe it's even the best time in history to run one. And now we are going really a bit more in the operational part, and we are speaking about all the things you need to set up a network. Now you decided that it's the right time to do it. So what is really needed? So of course you need a name. And when it comes to names, I have a very clear opinion, and this is that your name should not reflect 100% what you are doing exactly right now or what you want to do, because this industry is so dynamic and it can change. So let's say, for example, you are focusing on mobile offers and you call yourself something like thebestmobilenetwork.com. Of course, you will choose a better name than this, but you would have always the problem that if mobile is going down and you are switching to another vertical, you will stick to this name that is making no sense anymore. So that would be my first advice for you, to take something that is a little bit more neutral. Also, you have to be careful that the name is something that the people are understanding. So if you take something very artificial, that sounds often like a medicament, so that's not a good idea as well. So it should be something that is still unique but easy to understand. And as it was announced already in the first episode, we built here really a network with a team, with investors, with everything live for you. And we selected our name. Drum roll. This is Profit Alphas, and this is ticking all the boxes that we like. The name is unique. There is nothing like this at the moment. Of course, there is stuff with Profit, there is stuff with Alpha, but nothing that would resemble that name. And it also has the advantage that whatever we will do here, the name can stick, and it's not something that gives us a problem because we are changing a bit our business model. So this is of course the first thing you need, the name, otherwise you have no network. Then it comes to the company setup. In general, you cannot run a network without having a company set. That is the next step you have to do. There are service providers that are doing that, but in a lot of countries it's very easy to set that up yourself. What is then with the taxes and with legislation and so on, you have to make a little bit of a research yourself or use one of the providers. You need to receive money, and often a crypto wallet is not enough, especially if you have a company. So you need to get bank accounts. That's also pretty straightforward. And what I would recommend you directly, and it's maybe not the first thing you think about now, is to get also the VAT registration, because otherwise it can get hard to be paid, for example, within Europe, or to pay out within Europe to other companies. So do that directly as well. And it's usually something that is very uncomplicated when you are already setting up the company anyway. Of course, you need to register the domain, and I would also recommend you to work on a logo. Because that you want to print it on your shirts. Here, Afpal, quite simple, done, and Afjobs, of course. So that's something that you need to create as well, and you should register the moment you have decided on a name. Also all the socials, because otherwise maybe somebody is hijacking that, and nowadays you need to have a social presence to gain trust. It's not that you get like thousands of affiliates or advertisers just because you have a LinkedIn or Instagram page, but it's just part of the game. Of course, you need to create also the emails for you and your hopefully upcoming team. And I would also recommend you to get directly some tracking domains and not use your main tracking or your main domain that you have registered for that as well. So first, you often want to stay a little bit in the background. That's one thing for what you have, maybe different domains. But the other reason is also if some affiliate is doing something a bit nasty, not that it gives a conflict on your main domain. Of course, you need to have terms, otherwise you have no proper business. That's something that you can download already, or you can create it with AI nowadays. And I would also recommend you to have directly an IO. Affiliates often don't care about that if it's not like gigantic teams or corporations, but when you are working with advertisers, it's something that you personally should care about as well. You need to set up a homepage. That can be in the beginning something extremely simple. It can be just like a sign-up page for affiliates with some bullet points, and that's it, because especially in the beginning it will be people that you are onboarding direct and you can give them directly to the sign-up page. But what I would do from day one is to maintain a blog. It's not only about being found with SEO or so. That is like a very small effect. But me personally, when I'm checking out a new company, a new partner, I check their blog first. That's more important for me than what is written on the main page, because when the blog is not maintained, we know, or it can be a risk that this company is not really that active. But if there is every 3 months, that's enough. A small post. We are going to this conference. We have made this and that, and so on. That shows that this is really like an active business. What I would also have from day one when it comes to setup is a CRM system that will help you to keep track about all the affiliates that you are working with, and the times when you can just do this over some Excel files or Google Sheets is definitely over. You don't have proper reminder functions there. Stuff is getting lost. When you are working within teams with more people in the future, it's tricky. So have a proper CRM system from day one. It costs you something like 10 euros per month per seat. So we are not speaking here about crazy costs. And you should also have from day one an email software connected, because that assures that every affiliate that is signing up is also getting your newsletters and your updates. And maybe you also want to send them like automatically stuff that is happening with the offers, like optimizations. So have the software from day one in place. And to round up a bit the software setup, you should also have like something like a, let's say, general service Telegram account. That is something that you keep the ownership of. And with every affiliate and every advertiser you are in touch with, or your affiliate manager that you maybe have from day one, you stay in this group as well. Affiliate managers are leaving. We all know that people can be sick, people can be on vacation. So with this general bot, you have or with this general Telegram account, you have always the hands and the connections to this affiliate and to this advertiser to not miss anything and provide them fast service. Of course, you also need to pay out the affiliates. So in the beginning is wire enough to get a bit crypto payouts. But I would recommend you then directly to work also with wallets like Paxo, like PayPal, and so on. That's just state of the art nowadays. When it comes to team management, I would recommend you to start directly from day one or from week one or so with an additional affiliate manager. Onboarding affiliates as an owner, as a founder, you can do yourself. Managing the program, the network, whatsoever, you can do yourself. But the moment you have active affiliates, they will buzz you every day 10 times. And the more you grow, the more that is taking over. And you just need a dedicated person that is handling these requests and also doing the outreach and so on, because otherwise it takes too much attention away from your work that you should do as a founder. So have an affiliate manager from day one there. And of course, it should be not a junior, because in a new network, you don't have the time to train all these people. What I think is also important to make it future-proof, and that you don't have to go through all of this again, and not that your affiliate manager has to contact you for everything. And maybe also a bit to control yourself is to make a documentation about every workflow. You can put that in your CRM system. You can always circle back to this. You can upload their templates. So you have like reach out templates, you have templates for reactivation, you have templates for fraud and so on. And not for doing fraud, of course, but to discuss or bring up fraud topics. And all of this kind of stuff should be centralized and should be documented from day one. And as a last point that I have is you should definitely have also everything when it comes to cybersecurity in place. So nowadays it's absolutely mandatory to have two-factor authentication everywhere. Otherwise you can be an easy victim and things can end before they are even starting. Everything else, like for example making a brand book and big marketing plans and conferences and so on, is not something that I would say this is needed directly when it comes to setting up an affiliate network. This is really the basics that you need to start, and you should not miss out one of them. And what is of course additionally important, but that will need an own episode, so stay tuned and sign up for this channel, is how to find advertisers and how to find publishers, because without them nothing is working. But this deserves definitely an own episode. So that's it with the second one from our little guidance how to set up or how to run an affiliate network. It's a cooperation between Trackdesk and AFPAL. And I wish you guys all the best when you are in the process of setting up at the moment a network, or when you are running at the moment already one and you want to improve it. So stay tuned. Good luck. Peace out.